The plasma screens flickered across Colony Station Theta 7, displaying the same horrifying image, a small Krev child, no more than 6 solar cycles old, branded with the crimson mark of Shakathun, the symbol that meant prey unworthy of honor. Maya felt her stomach twist as she watched the footage loop. The Krev hunters had declared their hunt, and according to their ancient protocols, no other species could interfere. "They're monsters," Burak said, his voice tight with rage. He stood beside Maya in the observation deck, his reflection ghosting across the transparent aluminum viewport. Beyond, the gas giant Kepler 442 be swirled in bands of amber and violet. "The child has a genetic mutation. Their laws say nothing about compassion." Maya interrupted, her dark eyes fixed on the data stream scrolling across her neural interface. She was the station's xenobiologist, and she'd spent 3 years studying the Krev. She knew their customs, their biology, their complex honor system that governed every aspect of their warrior culture. To them, weakness is corruption. The child threatens the purity of their genetic line. Burak turned to face her, his weathered features etched with concern. As the station's security chief, he'd seen enough injustice to fill a lifetime, but this was different. This was sanctioned genocide wrapped in tradition. "Then we evacuate the child. Hide them in the lower decks. The Krev can't search a human station without declaring war on the entire Terran Federation." Maya completed his thought, but her mind was already racing down a different path. She pulled up the Krev legal codex on her interface, scanning through thousands of precedents and clauses. There has to be another way. For hours, Maya pored over the texts while Burak coordinated with the station's diplomatic corps. The Krev hunting party would arrive in 48 hours. They traveled in their distinctive blood-red ships, vessels that could tear through spacetime using exotic matter drives humanity had yet to reverse engineer. Once they docked, they would demand the child be surrendered to them. It was in the subsection of Cradle, the hunter's path, that Maya found it. Article 447, Clause 12. Should another warrior bear the same mark and challenge the hunt, the hunters must accept the substitution or forfeit honor eternal. "You can't be serious," Burak said when she explained her plan. They stood in her laboratory now, surrounded by specimen containers and genetic sequencers. "Maya, they'll kill you, maybe." She was already preparing the dermal modification chamber, calibrating it to replicate the exact wavelength and molecular structure of the Krev marking process. "But their own laws say they have to give me a chance. And if I can survive long enough, create enough of a spectacle, the Federation Council will have time to intervene." "Survive?" Burak grabbed her arm, forcing her to meet his eyes. "These aren't sparring matches. The Krev hunt to the death. They're 3 meters tall, they have reflexes 4 times faster than humans, and their bone density is 40% greater than ours. Yes, I know." Maya gently removed his hand. "I also know that they rely heavily on predictable attack patterns based on prey behavior algorithms. I've studied their hunts, Burak, every kill they've recorded. They're efficient, but they're not creative. Humans are." The dermal modification hurt worse than anything Maya had ever experienced. The chamber used focused Muon beams to etch the pattern directly into her cellular structure at the subatomic level, ensuring it would read as authentic to Krev scanners. When she emerged 3 hours later, her right shoulder bore the crimson Shakathun. Identical to the mark on the child, the Krev arrived exactly on schedule. Their delegation consisted of 5 hunters, each wearing the traditional chrome exoskeleton that enhanced their already formidable physical capabilities. Their leader, Huntmaster Vexler, stood before the station's council chamber like a monument carved from obsidian in fury. "Surrender the marked one." Vexler as translator rendered his growling speech into flat, emotionless English. "We claim our right under the concordance of species." Maya stepped forward. She dressed in simple combat fatigues, refusing any protective gear. The Krev Honor Code demanded authenticity. "I bear the same mark, Huntmaster. I invoke Article 447, Clause 12. I challenge you to accept me as substitute prey." The chamber fell silent. Vexter's four eyes narrowed, his predatory gaze scanning her shoulder. He moved with surprising speed, crossing the distance between them in a single bound. His clawed hand reached out, sensors in his palm analyzing the mark. For a long moment he said nothing. "The mark is true," he finally announced. His mandibles clicked in what Maya had learned was amusement. "You understand what you have done, human. We do not hunt for sport. We hunt to remove weakness from the universe itself. You have declared yourself weak." "I've declared myself marked," Maya corrected. "Your laws say nothing about weakness being required, only that the mark must be born. I challenge you, Huntmaster Vexter, to prove your honor is greater than your bloodlust." Vexter's head tilted. In the weeks that followed, Maya would learn that this gesture indicated deep thought among the Krev. "Very well, xenobiologist Maya Chun, we accept your substitution. But know this, we are not bound by your human concepts of mercy. The hunt will be conducted on Krev terms, in Krev territory." "And when I survive?" Maya asked. "Then the child lives, unmarked and unharmed," Vexter replied. "And you will have earned something no human has ever possessed, a place in our histories." Burak caught up with Maya as she prepared to board the Krev transport. "This is insane," he said, but he was smiling, a grim, proud expression. "You know that, right?" "Completely," Maya agreed. She placed her hand against the cold metal of the airlock. Beyond it waited a hunting preserve on Krev Prime, 50 square kilometers of engineered death designed to test every aspect of a prey's survival capabilities. But sometimes the insane choice is the only moral one. As the transport pulled away from Theta 7, Maya watched the station shrink in the viewport. Somewhere in those corridors, a small Krev child with mismatched eyes and trembling hands was being comforted by the medical staff, unaware that their fate now rested on a human woman, who'd marked herself for death. The hunters had marked the weakest cub. But Maya had done something the Krev had never anticipated. She'd turned their own honor against them. Now she just had to survive long enough to prove that humanity's greatest strength was the one thing the Krev could never understand, the willingness to sacrifice everything for someone who couldn't. Fight back, the hunt would begin at dawn.